Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, combination connections, social media friends. This is James Rastri speaking from Hyderabad. I'll be reading out the latest newsletter from Massachusetts Peace Action. It's called MAPA Peace Educate. I'm also a peace educate. I belong to MAPA. I have not visited their office, but I did some calendaring work for World Beyond War, and they in that MAPA was one of them. MAPA's events were covered in W World Beyond War, so I became automatically member of Massachusetts Peace Advocate. Similarly, I visited Circum's place in Boston, so I was automatically taken into Peace Advocate position. My son Bhuvan Kapita has prepared a website for me saying that I'm a peace advocate. So I'm automatically a member of MAPA. So I'm a volunteer of MAPA. It says that dear Muchi Sastri, today marks 23 years since US invaded Iraq under the various false pretense of what was it again? Weapons of mass destruction, terrorism, freeing the Iraqi people. 23 years later, and it's the same playbook, but this time for Iran. The first 6 days of the US-Israel war on Iran cost is over 11.3 billion. As the war approaches its end of its third week, the Washington Post reports the Pentagon has asked for an additional 200 billion to prosecute the war. President Trump has vowed to open the Strait of Hormuz and even integrate the possibility of American boots on the ground. All this while the genocide in Gaza continues. With resistance is rising on all fronts. MAPA interns, Abbey and Cami were among the many who have testified to support the Protect Act at the State House on March 18th. MAPA will be tabling No King's Day on March 28th. Volunteer to help us table or just to come by and say hello. And last but not certainly not least, our very own Mary Ansara. I just arrived in Cuba as part of the Mr. America convoy, bringing humanitarian aid to the people of Cuba. Ting Yuan, Communication Director. We MAPA events calendar. Conference mobilized against new phase of genocide. We need the Protect Act now more than ever. Opposing Iran war means no funding, no excuses. Campbell Shim by Abigani Greenbird on March 7th, 2026. We convened for an all-day strategy conference bringing together activists, so scholars, journalists and community members to confront the new phase of genocide and war on Iran. Legislature held hours of public testimony at the hearing for the Protect Act on March 18th. One thing is clear, the people have spoken, now it must be turned to law. Democratic opposing Iran war means no funding, no excuses by Brian Garvey. Democratic lawmakers are voting to declare the war unconstitutional 1 week on funding to the next. The next is not opposition, it is permission, and the American people deserve better. St. Patrick's Day bootlicking at the White House, Jean Connery. Since 1952, members of the Irish government have visited the White House every March 17th to offer the sitting president a bowl of shamrocks as a gesture of Irish American friendship. Despite calls to boycott the visit, in Trump's Cuba blockade, call for volunteers, music for peace, domestic double trouble cello, US Israel aggression against escalation and positive wider war. No kings, no war, no ice, Boston. There are more events, more news and more articles.